reports.
During festivities such as the Easter celebration that is to be observed in a matter of days, places of worship such as this church behind me, recreational facilities and parks and gardens are usually of sentimental interest to operatives and management of security agencies. The reason behind this is not far-fetched. The target is to ensure that patronage of such facilities do not come under any threat from men of the underworld with sinister motives to disrupt plans and activities of law-abiding citizens in the territory. However, beyond all of these operational strategic initiatives, residents' expectations transcend just heightened tempo of presence for the Easter festivities.
Community should be protected, and then everywhere should be secured, because criminals nowadays, they roam about to see that they do one or two things.
Already our EODs have gone around to sweep all these recreation centers and all these places of worship and all that. So everything is set.
Our men are everywhere. We do our routine patrol day and night, and we pin down in relevant black spots, and we're doing what we should do. The security agencies emphasized that the subsisting ban on certain activities that are inimical to general security will be fully enforced. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army has declared 8 persons wanted in connection with the recent killing of 17 soldiers in Okwama community in Delta State. The persons declared wanted by the Nigerian Army on its official X account on Thursday include 7 male and a female. The Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, urges the public to provide useful information to help apprehend the suspects. In another development, the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Abubakar Audi, has ordered the deployment of 35,000 personnel across the Federation. NSCDC spokesperson Afolabi Babawale says the deployment is part of measures to ensure a hitch-free Easter celebration. The NSCDC also urges the public to support the personnel by giving timely information on suspected criminal actions for prompt responses. In the march towards the attainment of a competitive, timely and cost-efficient trade in goods and services within and across Nigeria's borders, the federal government has relaunched the National Trade Facilitation Committee with commitments to deliver on workable frameworks that will improve transport, infrastructure, customs procedures, ports efficiency and usage of its solutions.
With the commitment of the present administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on economic recovery, the narrative will surely change in the future. I look up to you for the economic development that this country severely needs.
Our collaboration today, if built on very strong will help us to explore the full potentials of trade facilitation, which includes but is not limited to increased trade volumes, reduction of transaction costs, and improved compliance with regulations.
Let us embrace this relaunch as more than a ceremonial act. Let it be the reaffirmation of our collective will to forge a path of progress and prosperity.
Of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Anite also added to the membership of the Trade Facilitation and Liberalization Committee with the view to reinvigorating the actualization of set goals. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC mega station was gutted by fire Wednesday night. Although no death or casualty were recorded, it is believed that the incident occurred when a petroleum tanker was discharging its contents. Simon Asha has a situation report from the busy Galadima Aminu Way Yola, where the mega station is located.
The inferno, which gutted a section of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC mega station Yola, destroyed a petroleum tank loaded with premium motor spirit, pumping machines, among other valuables, at the station. According to eyewitness account, the incident, which occurred around 9 o'clock in the evening Wednesday night, when a tank containing the petroleum product was discharging its contents at the mega station.
I cannot really say the cause of the fire outbreak, but thank God the situation was brought under control.
It took the effort of firefighters, among other organizations, to put off the fire and prevent escalation.
There's no life that is lost, but properties worth millions got destroyed. But that notwithstanding, I'm not preempting investigation, but investigation will definitely going to reveal the source, the genesis, the bottom part of the inferno.
As at the time of filing this report, business activity at the mega station has been put to stop, with heavy security personnel seen at the premises. In Yola, Simon Asher, NTA News.
Time now to go over to Yola and join Simon Asher. Simon, it's good to see you, but surely not good news coming out from that particular area. How are residents picking up from the PCs?
Even though the business activity, as reported in the filling station, has been halted, the NNPC mega station, which is situated along Galadima Aminu Road, which housed the Central Bank of Nigeria, among other commercial banks and businesses, is one of the key areas that people of the state come for their businesses. And just yesterday night, the mega station was gutted by fire. Even though the situation that led to the outbreak of the fire is not that ascertained, but it is believed that this particular petroleum tank that was filled with the petroleum product was dispersing the product in the under tank in the filling station. But along the line, it got gutted by fire. And thank God there are no casualties apart from this particular tank and two pumping machines that were destroyed. No life was lost. And thanks to the security agencies, the firefighters that came together to contain bring down the fire. As I'm talking to you now, the NNPC mega station here used to be the last resort for most activities here in the state, because they normally come here to access petroleum product. But now, nobody, no motorists, nobody is here. The activity has been halted, and investigation is still ongoing as to what has transpired that led to the outbreak or to the inferno at the NNPC mega station here in Yola, the Adamawa State capital.
Obviously, we don't expect to have many people around there. It's supposed to be a cordoned off area at the moment. But what reaction are we having from the state's government, and are there instant efforts to ensure that the area comes back to life?
Yeah. This morning we were at the office of the Police Public Relations Officer in the state, where he told us that Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintri is expected to come and see for himself what has happened and the level at which the fire has damaged the filling station. But as I'm talking to you, up to now, he has not arrived. Even on arriving here, the police officers, they are mounting guard here. They were even asking that they are still waiting for the governor to come. We can't really tell when the governor will be coming, but I can assure you that any moment from now, the governor will come for assessment, as come and see for himself the level at which the filling station has been damaged. That for sure, I know the governor will come and do that.
I'd like to thank you for giving us an update on that unfortunate incident.
Thank you.
Right, I've been conversing with Simon Asher right there in Yola, where an NNPC mega station was gutted. That was just in the early hours of today. Now, let's move on and tell you that ahead of the 2024 farming season, Governor Diko Omar Rada of Katsina State has flagged off the annual aerial spraying exercise against Kela bird and other pests in the state. Awal Haliru reports that the exercise is among the routine programs by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to ensure safe farming activities. The reports.
Whaler beds are among other pests that are affecting crops, causing damages and losses to farmers in Katsina State. The annual aerial spraying exercise is part of the support that farmers in the state are receiving from the federal government to boost their farming activities. Governor Joko Ratna appreciated the federal government for providing chemicals and the jet to be used for the spraying exercise and hoped the program would be sustained in the state.
We are so grateful to the federal government, especially the government of renewed hope of President Tinubu, and we hope and pray that the collaboration between the state and the federal government will continue in all aspects.
And everything is here, so it's for them just to take up and go to the roasting and listening site that we have already identified during our surveillance, for them to make sure that they reach the target of those beds.
The spraying exercise covers dams in Jibia, Dusima, and Daura local government areas of the state. In Katsina, Awan Halaru, NTA News.
In a related development, the federal government is unveiling reforms in the livestock subsector of the economy that would bring to an end the incessant farmer header crisis. Correspondent Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
Home of peace and tourism is the slogan of Plateau State. But agronomists name the state as the home of Irish potatoes and vegetables. However, the incessant communal clashes in the state has been affecting food production output of the state. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Awaka Kyari, says the government is making efforts to ensure peace in rural and farming communities in the country.
Our land mass is shrinking, and we have to collaborate assiduously with the subnationals, with the state governments and state governors, so as to bring us out of this challenge that we face as a country in terms of food insecurity.
With peace returning to Plateau, the state governor says his administration is revolutionizing agricultural activities in the state.
It is scandalous that the major hotels in Nigeria still import Irish potatoes from South Africa. This is a fact, and it shouldn't be. And I think we can change the narrative.
The state governor also confirms receiving foodstuffs allocation from the federal government to cushion the effects of food inflation in the state.
We want to specially thank Mr. President, who has intervened massively, and I can announce to you that we're presently receiving some supplies of palliatives, maize, sorghum, and hopefully rice would follow, which we hope should be able to address some of the immediate needs in terms of hunger.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is gradually releasing food from strategic reserves to state governors as directed by the President. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Federal government's program on the development and implementation of low carbon and climate resilient strategies in critical sectors such as forestry, agriculture and energy will soon commence in Osun State. To this end, the Board of National Council on Climate and some foreign partners met with Governor Ademola Adeleke at the Government House in Osogbo. Femi Afariogun reports.
The National Council on Climate Change selected Osun State as a pilot site for the multi-million naira biodiversity and carbon investment project to be sited at Agowu Forest in Ayedade local government area of the state. This visit by the council and French investors to Governor Ademola Adeleke is to highlight that the project will provide technical and financial assistance to the state to develop and implement low-carbon and climate-resilient strategies in key sectors such as forestry, agriculture, and energy.
For Osun State, this project is a win-win project. First of all, the project will empower the forest-dependent communities. The project will also contribute to social economic development.
Much more importantly, this project focuses on carbon offsetting, all right, and carbon credit. So when we are if for those countries or those organizations that are in carbon deficit, they can buy carbon credits from Osun State.
I have directed action on due
diligence to ensure that the interests of all parties are duly protected. My team will enter into full technical discussion with you to ensure successful takeoff.
The project is a tripartite collaboration between the Presidency, the National Council on Climate Change, and an energy company in France. In Oshogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Lagos is next on Nationwide, and Hingino will be our guide. It's over to you, Hingino.
Ayodeji. Those at various leadership positions in the country have been advised to lead by example and serve the people in the interest of humanity as exemplified by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Archbishop of the Metropolitan See of Lagos, Most Reverend Alfred Adewale Martins, said heavenly virtues like sacrifice and love are essence of Maundy Thursday. Amaka Owo reports.
The Chrism Mass is usually celebrated on Monday, Thursday. The word Chrism means anointed in Greek. The celebration, which commemorates the gift of the sacred priesthood, dates back to 200 AD.
Chrism affords the Church an opportunity to introspect and self-examine, refreshing the understanding of its nature, action, and challenges.
It certainly provides opportunity for priests, religious, and lay faithful to reflect on the significance of the sacred priesthood.
And all of us praising and asking God for help and guidance. And then, of course, for the lay faithful, we'll only continue to ask them to pray for their priests, because they are subject to the same situation that all of us are, that all human beings are. And if there is need for correction, they should be corrected in love.
The 74-year-old Catholic Archdiocese of Lagos has about 536 priests. This celebration, therefore, avails them the opportunity to renew their vows and commitment made on the day of their ordination.
May the Lord keep us all in his charity and lead all of us, shepherds and flock.
We always feel grateful for the gift of the priesthood, thanking God for counting us worthy, unworthy though we are, to be his representative on earth, to be the co-mediators, like his son Jesus Christ, between him and humanity.
An important aspect of the Chrism Mass is the blessing of the oil of the sick, the oil of the catechumens, and consecration of the Chrism yard. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Flooding wreaks havoc in Lagos yearly. To forestall disasters and the harrowing experiences many go through, particularly during the rainy season, the state's Ministry of Environment has set in motion its flood prevention and management plan for the year 2024. It is also collaborating with NIMET and the Ogun-Osun River Basin Authority for valuable forecast and early warning mechanism. Environment correspondent Jennifer Igwe has more on this.
Armed with data and forecast that Lagos is expected to experience more than normal amount of rainfall in the year 2024, with a predicted total of 1,936.2 millimeters, the state government has activated its flood prevention and management plan.
Strengthen the flood early warning system to deliver reliable, timely, and effective flood information at appropriate response time. Our drainage engineers are available in all our 57 local governments and LCDAs to attend to all drainage-related matters during and after the rainy season.
For those in low-lying areas and communities that are extremely close neighbors to the Ogun River, the likelihood of flooding that yearly inundates the axis is inevitable. The state government is advising residents to make early plans on where to relocate temporarily during the peak of the rainy season, when a combination of flash flood and water released from the Oyo Dam overwhelms the Ogun River, causing it to overflow and flood the area, wreaking havoc.
We are also determined to maintain a long-established synergy and partnership with the Osun River Basin Authority, which has ensured control and monitoring of the steady and systemic release of water from Oyo Dam to prevent flooding and of the downstream reaches of the Ogun River. We will also continue to protect our water bodies from indiscriminate discharge of solid waste, as well as erection of illegal structures along the drainage alignment setback.
Environmentalists have suggested the construction of a flood wall to check the adverse effects of flooding from the Ogun River. The state government says such intervention is beyond its capacity, but there are plans with the federal government for sustainable solution to the perennial flooding aggravated by release of water from the dam. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Sokoto after this break. Do stay.
Fellow Nigerians, it is a good thing to be Nigerian. Good news! The Office of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is organizing the National Fabric Competition, the #One Nigeria Unity Fabric Competition. The aim is to create a fabric design that would be indigenous to Nigeria, showcasing our culture and unity. This competition is looking out for creativity, concept, and the message of unity. Open to Nigerian youths, both male and female, between the ages of 15 and 25 years. And guess what? You can apply wherever you are in the world as long as you are Nigerian. The winner of this competition goes home with a cash prize of 25 million naira. Are you sure I will not apply for this competition? Submission of entries close on Sunday, 30th of June 2024. Submit your entries by sending pictures of your designs via email to unityfabric.ofl24@statehouse.gov.ng, making sure you capture all parts of your designs. Together, let us unite Nigeria!
Those who desire to upskill their skills and remain relevant in their organization can fulfill their desire through the following training programs specially packaged by the NTA Television College, Jos. English Grammar Pronunciation and Public Speaking. Date 5th to 23rd February 2024. 3 weeks. Intermediate Camera Operation Techniques. Date 15th to 26th April 2024. 2 weeks. Managing the Boss and Modern Office Administration. Date 6th to 31st May 2024. 2 weeks. Accounting and Auditing in the Public Service. Date 20th to 31st May 2024. 2 weeks. New Technologies. Optic Fiber. IP Technologies. Automation Storage Management and Wireless Technology. Date 17th to 28th June 2024. 2 weeks. Digital Marketing. Date 1st to 12th July 2024. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 3-week course is 160,000 naira, while the fee for the 2-week course is 130,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of the NTA Television College near Old Government House, Refield, Jos. For more information, please call 0813-551-3892 or 0803-079-5335. NTA TV College, Jos. Training you to be the best you want to be.
Are you a tech enthusiast? Perhaps you want to know more about the devices and gadgets you use. Tech Mode will bridge that gap. Connect great minds while explaining everything about technology as it concerns you.
It is Tech Mode.
Tech Mode is unlocking your tomorrow today.
No City player near him, and Raheem Sterling checks back and scores against his former club.
Possession again, and Lerner's got it, and he can have a crack this time. Oh! Wow! You've just seen something very, very special.
Sportybet sponsors coverage of the English Premier League.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sokoto. Sokoto State Government has pledged continued collaborations with development partners to improve the well-being of people in the state. State Deputy Governor Idris Mohammed Gobir stated this at an event marking the end of USAID Breakthrough Action Nigeria projects in Sokoto State, jointly organized between Sokoto State Government and the donor agency. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa has more.
The USAID Nigeria has influenced behavioral change approaches in the areas of maternal, newborn, child health and nutrition through the Breakthrough Action Nigeria in Sokoto State, with the theme celebrating success, consolidating learning and transitioning for sustainability. This event is to officially round up activities of the donor partners in the state after spending 6 years. Governor of Sokoto State represented acknowledges the project's contributions in improving healthcare services and well-being of people, with assurance that the state government will build and sustain the program.
The program, stand firm so that at least everyone look at the program, what you are leaving behind, the legacy leaving behind, this is a matured legacy, and I believe it have the ability of being sustained, and the state government may have a little to put in so that we can sustain the program.
The Sultanate Council represented applauded Sokoto State government and the international partners for impacting positively on the lives of the people. The event features presentation of projects document to Sokoto State government. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
Wife of Zamfara State Governor Huriya Dauda Lawal has flagged off distribution of food and clothing materials to 20,000 vulnerable households in the state. This gesture is to enable the beneficiaries observe the ongoing Ramadan fast with ease. Halil Muhammad has more.
The donation of Ramadan welfare package to 20,000 vulnerable households in Zamfara State by wife of the state governor Huriya Dauda Lawal is to provide some sense of relief to the beneficiaries in view of the current economic hardship. The items donated include rice, millet, guinea corn, maize, sugar, spaghetti, beans, groundnut oil and wrappers. Wife of the state governor who flagged off distribution of the items in Anka, Bukuyum and Gumi local government areas said adequate arrangements have been made to ensure the gesture reaches the target beneficiaries across the 14 local government areas of the state. She added that plans by the state government to distribute similar packages to other categories of the needy are underway to support people of the state in observing Ramadan fast and forthcoming festivity with relative ease. The beneficiaries, who were full of excitement over the gesture, thanked the governor's wife and prayed for the success of the present administration. The distribution of the food items and clothing materials continues in other local government areas of the state. In Gusau, Halil Muhammad, NTA News.
Well, that's about the size of our contribution. Nationwide will continue with IODG in Abuja.
Nana Aisha in our Sokoto Network Center would like to thank you. Back here in Abuja, in recognition of a commitment towards fighting the scourge of tuberculosis, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has been decorated as Global and National Stop TB Champion. She was decorated by Global Stop TB Partnership at an investiture ceremony held at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa. The First Lady's face and voice has been enlisted in the fight against tuberculosis, and she's expected to join other Stop TB champions to expand public interest in tuberculosis towards meeting the End TB target for Nigeria before 2030. Accepting the responsibility that comes with a new office, the First Lady says the dream of ending TB is achievable with the support of all critical stakeholders.
At all levels, legislators, private sector partners, development partners, civil society organizations, healthcare professionals, academia, market men and women, communities, religious leaders, traditional rulers, and individuals to intensify their efforts to working together to end tuberculosis by ensuring that everyone has access to quality TB diagnosis and treatment services.
In what was her first official duty as a newly decorated global and national Stop TB champion, the First Lady decorated wives of states governors as state champions for Stop TB campaign in their states. The ceremony was witnessed by the coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Muhammad Ali Pate, and representatives of development partners who expressed confidence in a commitment to end the scourge in Nigeria. Former President Muhammadu Buhari extends birthday greetings to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, wishing him good health and long life in order for the country to benefit from his excellent leadership on his 72nd birthday. Former President Muhammadu Buhari commended Asiwaju Bola Tinubu for making sustained efforts to overcome the many problems of the country while wishing him many happy returns. My family and I pray to God that you remain healthy and happy and continue to work for the betterment of the country. Happy birthday to you, and end of quotes. Following the outbreak of Lassa fever in Eja community in Obubra local government area, several measures have been put in place by the Cross River State government to prevent and prepare for immediate control of any disease. Correspondent Udwak Etam reports that residents of the community are still appealing for more interventions by the State Ministry of Health to ensure the people of the area are protected and safe. The report.
Eja is a hard-to-reach rural community in Obubra local government area of Cross River State. This rural community lacks functional health facility, potable water, and other basic amenities that can make life more comfortable. Recently, Eja community has experienced outbreak of Lassa fever, and investigation reveals that one person died of the virus.
Right, because we know what Lassa fever is. They are supposed to quarantine these people there.
The state government should come to look at this situation and equip this clinic.
I'm in short crying for the government to look into all these things so that this our area will be somehow secured.
Fumigation is very key because if you don't fumigate the environment, definitely that virus is still within the environment and people will still contract it.
The state rapid response team swing into action. They were deployed to go to Eja. They went there, they did investigation, they enlisted contacts to the disease.
Residents are advised to take precautionary measures such as regular hand washing, as Lassa fever is transmitted to humans through direct contact with infected rodents or through food and household items contaminated with urine or feces of infected rats. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
Now let's join Udwak Etam in Calabar to give us, bring us up to speed to what is really happening. Now that we're having a recent outbreak of Lassa fever, surely there will be fears, but how are people getting ready to prevent another major event?
Thank you, studio. Recently, Cross River State had recorded a case of Lassa fever in Eja community in Obubra local government area. This was made known to us by the state epidemiologist and member representing Obubra 1 state constituency in the Cross River State House of Assembly, Ovatagbo, during plenary, when he raised a motion calling on the state government to, as a matter of urgency, take proactive steps to curb the spread of the virus in that community. Other members of the House also contributed, and a resolution reached that potable water be provided in that community because the community lacks potable water. There is no good drinking water in that community. People fetch water from the stream and the river as well. And some people also defecate around the river bank, and the water is not good enough for drinking. This may also cause water-related disease such as cholera. And the state government got into action, visited the community through the state epidemiologist, and contact tracing was done. People who had direct contact with the deceased, because one person died of the virus, Sample of those people who had direct contact with the deceased were taken to the lab, and results came out. All of them proved negative. And apart from that, the community are also appealing that the state government should also come and fumigate the entire community. Because apart from the contact tracing, which the state government has done, there is no other thing done by the state government according to the residents of the community. And they are now appealing that fumigation should be done in the community to curb further spread of this virus. And apart from that, enlightenment is very necessary. The people need to be properly enlightened on Lassa fever, because so many people in the community do not understand what Lassa fever is, the causes, and also the preventive measures.
Well, Udrak, I would like to thank you for giving us a very good summary of what has happened so far in Obubra, and of course efforts being taken to ensure that the outbreak is limited, and of course the damage already done also is limited. Thanks for your time once again, Udrak.
Thank you, studio, and back to you for the continuation of the nationwide news.
Udrak Atem there giving us an update on the outbreak of Lassa fever in Eja community in Obubra local government area of Cross River State. The Federal Character Commission says strict adherence to staff recruitment guidelines into federal tertiary institutions is mandatory. The Commission says it has observed that some federal tertiary institutions now embark on staff recruitment without recourse to Federal Character Commission, saddled with the responsibility of ensuring equity, fairness and justice in consonance with Section 14B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It emphasizes that all guidelines must come to play in recruiting into federal tertiary institutions, drawing the attention of the National Universities Commission, National Commission for Colleges of Education, National Board for Technical Education, all heads of federal institutions and other relevant authorities to take note of this notice. We cross over now to our Ibadan Network Center, where Kemi is already standing by. Over to you, Kemi.
Thank you, Ayodeji, and a warm welcome to Ibadan. The secret of successful family life was the thrust of this year's Ramadan lecture organized by the Muslim Association of Nigeria in Ibadan. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede, who was the guest lecturer, emphasized the role of men and women towards a healthy family life. Ayomiku Ajibola reports that the Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, was among other dignitaries present at the lecture.
The Ramadan lecture with the topic, The Man in Woman, Exploration of the Responsibilities of Muslim Men to Womanhood, the 20th edition, put together by the Muslim Society of Nigeria. Guest lecturer, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, said a Muslim man must treat his wife as an equal individual with respect, kindness, and fairness. A man's most valuable deed, according to him, is to treat his wife in a way that transforms her into a virtuous personality. Can be achieved when a man understands his wife's behavior and desires and organize his life according to a righteous request.
Provide accommodation for them as the same style as your own.
Topic couldn't have come at a more auspicious time than now or today. We all agree that there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to take away, there's a lot to enjoy in Islam. That's what I know, and I'm convinced.
This lecture is meant to serve the purpose of schooling women and informing the public about the current issues of importance in society, both of which are part of the core objectives of man.
Awards were presented to some distinguished personalities in recognition of assistance their families have provided to the association in the propagation of Islam. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola.
Members of the society have been encouraged to give back to humanity by assisting the vulnerable and less privileged. This was at an outreach by wife of Oyo State Governor, Tamuno Minini Makinde to children with special needs and the vulnerable in Oyo State in commemoration of the Easter. Grace Anyolike has the report.
To improve the quality of life of vulnerable children, the disabled and others who are less privileged within Oyo State, wife of Oyo State Governor Tamuno Minini Makinde stretched out an arm of love to various homes for orphans and kids with special needs across the state. Representing the wife of the governor, Chairperson Oyo State House of Assembly Committee on Women Affairs said the gesture is important to foster a sense of community and compassion for those who receive the help.
Giving them hope to smile, hope for their future. She is really touching lives, and we are really proud of Her Excellency.
In the same vein, Customs Officers Wives Association, Oyo Ocean Command, has also extended a hand of charity to school for handicapped children and home for abandoned and rescued children, as well as juvenile correctional institution in Ibadan.
They are growing children. From time to time, they need their own help. So I will even pass this message across to our national president.
They encourage the homes to judiciously use the items provided. In Ibadan, Grace Anyolike, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the NTA. More reports with Ayodeji in Abuja after this break. Do stay with us.
A good farmer is a craftsman of the highest order. It is said, great farmer, great nation. No farmer, no nation. Yes, let's set the ball rolling to build that great Nigeria where good food is in abundance, affordable and easily accessible. The Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, an initiative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, is aligning with the vision and aspiration of the administration of President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, and is organizing the Every Home a Garden competition. The competition is under the scope of agriculture of the Renewed Hope Initiative. For the competition, women are encouraged to immediately plant a garden at home, such that the harvest can provide adequate food on their table and enough to give their neighbor. This competition is open to only women. She must be a first-time farmer. The garden must be in her home, and it is open to women in every state of the Federation and the FCT. Interested participants should do a 30-second video and a picture of the garden, which indicates its location, to the office of the First Ladies of their various states. The winner of this competition will be announced in December 2024, and the winner of the competition goes home with 20 million naira. Women, join the train. Be part of the food revolution in Nigeria. What are you waiting for? Let's get to work. This message is by the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, an initiative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON.
For procurement of contract, partnership, promotion, publication, manufacturing, STBS, start times, lectures, ICT and training, production and sales, TV expos, events, local and international roadshows, exhibition, both local and international. We are at Area 11 Garkia, Abuja, opposite Abuja Geographical Information System, AGES, or visit our website www.ntatve.com.ng. Our social media platforms, Twitter at NTA TV Enterprise, Facebook NTA TV Enterprise, Instagram at NTA TV Enterprise, and these numbers on 070-3502-6056, 090-1955-7180.
Well guided away by Silvina. It's a nice touch by Tell. Oh, what a goal! That is outstanding! It's Adeyemi still. Adeyemi's shot is absolutely glorious. Musiala dancing. He's done brilliantly! Martin gets clear for Dortmund to wrap it up, and that's exactly what he's done.
Sportybet sponsors coverage of the German Bundesliga.
That is a superb finish.
Sportybet sponsors coverage of the Italian Serie A.
You're welcome back. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has again re-emphasized the commitment by President Bola Tinubu's administration to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal as the federal government continues to roll out palliative programs and activities in every sector of the economy. The SGF was speaking when receiving a delegation of the Yoruba community in the 19 northern states of the country, explaining efforts by the federal government towards poverty alleviation in the country. The SGF says President Tinubu means well for the country. He urges Nigerians to be patient and support his administration, as the sacrifices by Nigerians at this period of time is temporary and will yield the desired economic improvements. The SGF also acknowledges the contributions of the Yoruba community in the northern states in uniting and strengthening the harmonious relationship among tribes in the country. Motivation and recognition of unflinching efforts is key to the success story of any organization to drive delivery of quality performance and customer satisfaction necessary to boosting the morale of employees. This played out at the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations National Spokesperson 2024 Award Ceremony, where 20 individuals and organizations were honored for outstanding performances. Haman Jabani reports.
National Spokespersons Award, a platform to celebrate and acknowledge outstanding spokespersons in corporate communications, public affairs, politics, media, advocacy, and other domains in Nigeria.
It's important for us to recognize those that we will begin to look at as icons, as templates, as those who will show the way, mentor the other people that are coming behind.
It was a night of glitz and glamour with 200 entries, but 10% scaled through to be honored at the 4th edition of the annual event.
I feel very great on behalf of the Chief Corporate Communications Officer, because it's been a very assiduous task to change the perception of NNPC to our nation, to our people. We've taken the brand to a higher level.
I'm always a step ahead of whatever the situation is, and that is also what is complementing the efforts of the robust synergy, in the National Assembly.
I attribute this to the leadership and guidance of my boss, the Chief of Defense Staff General C.G. Musa, who is very, very passionate about moving the armed forces, forward.
We're going to work harder to make sure that the business of public relations we are practicing in Nigeria Customs Service is ethical and is to a standard that people will learn from us.
Categories include distinguished spokespersons in technology, crisis management, political communication, judiciary, among others. The presence of a 105-year-old pioneer member of the Institute added color and dignity to the event. The award is expected to promote efficiency and spur spokespersons to remain committed to advancing the cause of public relations in the country. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
Now let's also tell you that federal government will not relent to provide learners with conducive environments for effective critical thinking, oral and written communications in its continuous quest to boost confidence of young boys and girls to develop a literate society. This was at the grand finale of the National Senior Secondary Schools debate organized by the Ministry of Education. The debate features students of schools from each of the 6 geopolitical zones in the country to further foster a sense of unity among students by encouraging open, respectful and constructive debates on topics of national interest and importance.
But the military may attempt to end this corruption, but the democratic government is doing this. Thank you very much.
It is our collective responsibility to ensure that the education system continue to foster critical thinking, creativity, and a sense of civic duty.
I urge all the participants to continue honing their debating skills and never stop seeking knowledge and understanding.
It is my wish that we become men and women of influence
in the nearest future, because this will actually shape your future.
Federal Government Girls College, Benin City, emerged as the overall winner and was presented with cash award of 150,000 naira. The 18 registered political parties under the umbrella of Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria, IPAC, now have an action plan to cover their goals and aspirations in the country. Timothy Yusuf reports that the unveiled plan contains actions to be taken to ensure further growth of the nation's democratization process. The report.
Unveiling of the Inter-Party Advisory Council's 4-year action plan, supported by the Westminster Foundation for Democracy under the Nigeria Open Political Party Project. Chairman of IPAC, Yusuf Mamandantale, said the plan will have a spiral effect in the nation's democratic space.
With the lessons of the 2023 general election, supplementary polls, off-cycle governorship elections and by-elections, Nigeria demands and deserves free, fair, credible, transparent, inclusive and peaceful elections in Edo and Ondo State gubernatorial elections.
Representative of the INEC chairman, National Commissioner Professor Sam Olumekun, former President of the Senate and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ayim Pius Ayim, and House of Representatives Majority Leader, Professor Julius Yombere, were unanimous in their position that IPAC must rise to the challenge and address salient issues in the political party system.
Much of the challenges we face during the election is rooted from the mistakes or the mischief that was done in the party primaries or within the party machinery.
The task of deepening, consolidating and growing our democracy is the collective responsibility of all Nigerians.
The Commission welcomes robust proposals on matters related to continuous improvement in the processes and procedures of election management and administration in Nigeria.
The country director of Westminster Foundation for Democracy, Adebowale Olorumola, believed that Nigeria cannot address money politics without the support of the political parties, promising continued support to political parties in the country to implement the plan. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And next is sports updates.
In an effort to celebrate International Women's Day and promote gender balancing, the Nigerian Olympic Committee Women's Commission organized a road walk in Abuja with the theme Inspire Inclusion. The president of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, Habu Ahmed Gumel, flagged up the walk and emphasized the importance of women's inclusion, citing the success of Team Nigeria, especially the women, at the recent African Games in Ghana.
We are now in the IOC about 60-40, it will even be about 50-50 one time. Likewise, in the Nigerian Olympic Committee, we are doing our best to make sure that we have a lot of women in our ESCO, in our board, and everywhere you think of. And that is the reason why this one is to bring awareness, not only to the people that are here, but to the whole nation, to know that women are important and they should be involved in the sporting activities.
Look at this just concluded African Championship in Ghana. We see that the award that they're giving to and recognition they're actually giving to women in sport participation, technical, coaching and all that is inspiring lots of women.
In other news, the Week 11 results of the Nigeria Women's Football League saw several exciting matches played across 8 centers. Royal Queens and Confluence Queens played a goalless draw, while Adamawa Queens defeated Niger Rattles 2-0. Heartland Queens, Nasarawa Amazon, Bayelso Queens, FC Robo, and Edo Queens all secured home wins. In tennis, Ekaterina Alexandrova continued her impressive form by defeating 5th seed Jessica Pegula in the Miami Open quarterfinals. This victory came after an upset win against world number 1 Iga Swiatek. Alexandrova, the 14th seed from Russia, will now face American Danielle Collins in the semi-finals. Collins, a 23rd seed, kept her title hopes alive in her farewell season by defeating French player Caroline Garcia 6-3, 6-2 earlier in the day. With sports update, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
That's nationwide. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm Ayo Deji Makinde on behalf of the entire production crew. Good evening.